Good morning, my friends. This is going to be good. Before we get started, I want to prove to you that I am not an idiot. I am not an idiot. I have a good intelligence. I do a lot of research, and I present evidence documented by factual material support. Now, I've been attacked by virtually everybody in academia, and at this point, I saw a song this morning that said, "I just feel like," and I'll show you the words to it, and it's exactly how I feel. Now, I'm going to show you before we get started. This is an Army, this is when I was in the Army. I got out a long time ago, but at that time, the Army GT, which is, I had a 139, is your intelligence quotient. Basically, it's an IQ test. Here's what it says right here. All right, this is my IQ. Is right here. GT is what I just showed you. It says the Army General Classification Test, GT, has a long history. It runs parallel with research and means for attempting the assessment of intelligence or other abilities. This is real intelligence. This is not the kind of test where you know the capital of Montana or something. This is technical abilities, which I possess, and I can see things technically that other people just they can't see. All right, it's a composite score, composite of all kinds of things derived from the elements of the Army ASVAB. It's called General Technical. Usually it'll be a GT if you scored above or if you scored 136 or higher prior to 1980. Mensa, which is the egghead smart people, will accept the result as proof of being in the 98th percentile. My GT was 139. 136 is 98th percentile. If you calculate that out, I'm over 100. My GT was 139. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a bunch of more vaginas. You know, you show a bunch of vaginas and people seem to get interested. I don't know. All right, my friends, everybody knows about this one. This is the Tracian womb cave. That's the Linea alba. There's a baby that was being forced out through the vaginal wall here because it was a coffin birth. Now, I have all kinds, and now this is going to get a little graphic. Well, that's kind of graphic. Yes, it is, but it's a rock now. Now, the rest of them are the same way. Now, this is a vagina. That's like, you see that little dot right there? This is how I tell a lot of things. And then there's a little tissue down here at the bottom, the vestibule, I believe they call it. And these are vaginas. These are just guys in a vagina. These are the vaginal ripples, wrinkles that go all the way down the line here. That's the Linea alba seam that goes up. This guy's in a vagina. All right, this is a vagina. This is Ruby Falls. And it's coming out here. This is a vagina. Now, let me show you what the fallopian tubes have. These little fingers looking things. Look. These are the fallopian tubes. You see that? Now, what we were looking at is water coming out of the vaginal canal somewhere. And these are the fallopian tubes. Now, in that same formation, they have these, which they call them the tobacco leaves. Those are the fallopian tubes. All right, so this and this go together, and the fallopian tubes. Now, these are all over the place. This one's in Sonoma. They call it the fertility cave. Look at the size of that. That's the Linea alba. It's a giant vagina. Now, again, I'm going to do a very, very long, detailed one. And originally, when I did this next video, I thought I was in the reproductive system, but I was actually in the digestive system, because when I finally ran into the stomach lining, and then there was no question, it was a stomach. So it's hard. These cavities in the earth, they're just not holes in the ground and caves. And this here is a blue vagina. A blue vagina. Now, how can I tell that? Remember I showed you that little spot? You see that? That's the spot. And this is the vestibule. You see it? Now it's blue. Well, normally I don't see them blue too often. So what's going on there? Was this a blue person? No. This has to have some chemistry somewhere in there that is a blue transition metal that bonded with this, because this is all water here. So it's over the course of time, it eventually turned blue. That's my feeling. But I do believe this is a vagina, and that is the vestibule, and that is right there. That's the lock that locks the vagina in to the human body, or whatever kind of body it was. And I showed you. That's this one right here. That's a boom right there. That's the one, and that's what you can see. You can see them on all of them if you really know what to look. You got to really look for the details. You can't just jump back, whoa, yeah, and say this. And this is right here. That's just absolutely gigantic vagina. And there's two of them in this region, and they're both within 20 meters deep of each other. And guess how deep they are? 2,200 meters. That's 7,000-ish feet. And they're both vaginas, and they're in the same area. This right here is what is called the linea alba, or the linea nigra, which when it separates out after they have a baby, it sort of spreads out, and the black dark line in the stomach is called the linea nigra. Now, somebody else sent me something about this today. I got to look into that. This is some kind of a different tissue. Well, it's obviously different tissue, but what it is, I don't know. So I got to look into that. But this is what I'm getting at. This is our reality. And there were giants in the earth in those days. And these are the ones that were in the earth. And then after that, when the sons of God, which has got some relation to this stuff, went into the daughters of man, they had more giants. Those are pretty much my giants. And this is a hair follicle from some gigantic creature, 2 inches across. My giants are big, 180 feet, 200 feet tall, that type of thing, but not like this. This vagina is 7,000 feet deep. Just think of it. And this is what we have been misled to believe, to keep all these other people in, just to get by. They don't want to be known that they have made huge mistakes. And they hate God, so they can't allow this to be known. And it's known now, and it's all over the place now. And they're starting to look extremely terrible. Terrible. And, you can be wrong is one thing. To be a liar and a fraud, total different thing. And that's where we are now. Okay, this is the fallopian tubes. You see these little fringy looking things on the outside here, edge? I also found those. They call them tobacco leaves. Okay, see this? This is the tips of the fallopian tubes. They call them tobacco leaves. Okay, my friends, this is a song by John Mayer. I'm not going to have the music going because they won't allow it, I'm sure. But he's got it listed here, the words he's saying, and these strike me deep to the heart, my friends. All right, so what does he have to say? He says, I just feel like nobody's honest. That's what I feel like right now. Nobody's true. Everybody's lying just to make it on through. At one time, I thought everything was good, but now I just feel like good things are all gone. People are just liars trying to support their own way. And the weight of my worries is too much to take on. And I think I remember things from the past. What do I remember? The dreams that I had. That love's going to save us from a world that's gone mad. I guess just I feel like it's just not true anymore. What happened to that? It went out the door.